Hello. Well, I don't know if you see me yet. Hi, hello everybody. It's wonderful to be here. This is Karni, and I really hope that you can see me well and hear me well. I'm absolutely happy to be here this evening. It's evening here in Israel, probably different hours around the globe. Last time we met, I gave you some readings and spreads to do with the astrological cards, and I promised to come again, and so I am here to teach you some more spreads with the astrological cards. If you are here, it's wonderful to see you. You can say hello, you can wave, you can write on the chat that you are here. I hope I will see all the comments and will be able to respond to them. So feel free to say hello, to send a heart. We're going to work with astrological cards. If you have them, it's going to be a very valuable time for you to learn new spreads. If you don't, I'll send the link later on. You can get the cards. It's on my site, astrologicalcards.com. Let's start with one card just to really see what wants to happen in this half hour. We're going to spend together just the first glimpse. So please, everybody, concentrate with me. Let's have the message for today. Hi, Beth. Good to see you. And how, Colette? Hello from CT. Great that you are here with me. I love the way that people say hello and just join. If you have the cards, you can shuffle the deck and take your own card to see your today's message. But if you don't, it's okay. The message is here with me. And what came out for today is the card of creation, which talks about creating something new. So first of all, this is a message for all of us. We are in very interesting times. Stick to your originality, to your own creations, to the things that you want to bring to the world. Don't forget you're creative, you're original. So this is our first message for today. And I think that for me, the cards are also telling me just, not to go with any plan I must have had before, just to be original and go with whatever wants to be here. So today, I want to teach you how to do the more elaborated spread, which involves 4 cards. So if you don't know the deck yet, yes, so this is my own deck, the astrological cards. I created it 2011 already in Hebrew, then it went into the English edition 2013. For our friends here, I know there are friends here looking from Brazil, so this is the newest publication from Pensamento, who really published it in a beautiful edition in Brazil. This is only the Portuguese edition. Yes, if you have my English deck, then it looks like this, and of course there is the book to go with it. So let's learn today the more elaborated reading. Now, if you don't have the cards, you can just take the messages that come. If you see it now or whenever you see it down the road, know that this is the message that wants to be told to you today. So we're using for this spread 4 different cards. I'm showing you now the back of the cards. I see that my camera doesn't really capture well the colors, but the uniqueness, one of the uniqueness of the deck is that the back of the cards are in 4 different colors. And Colette has the 7th house, a beautiful coupleship, It's okay that you have the older deck. There are not that many changes, so don't really worry about that. So this is your message for today, and I think it adds also to all of us. I'll try maybe later on to show it. But when I use the cards, we have 4 different colors at the back. And today I'm going to teach you a spread that has the 4 different colors used in it. And it's not just random, because inside, oh, I see that it's nice. It's yellow, green, these are the different colors, the blue, and the pink. Now, it's not random that there are 4 different colors. Each deck, I can see that you don't really see the colors here, the differentiation, but it's okay. There are 4 different series in the astrological cards, and it goes according to the astrological map. So if you're familiar with astrology, yes, you will know that, let's put it in the right direction, that the astrological chart has in it 12 different houses. Oh, it's difficult to show it like this. 12 different houses, which go by the 12 different territories of life. So we have the house of communication, and the 7th house that Colette had is the house of relationships. We have the house of vocation. We have the house of family. Each house is a different territory of life. And in the astrological cards, we can see them as the yellow cards. So I realize that you don't see that it's yellow, but it is yellow. So in the houses series, you have 12 different houses, 12 different territories of life. Wondering how you can see it. So this would be the house of potential. And you'll have, which is the first house. You have the house of family, talking about different territories of life. So the first card that we want to take out today, and if you have your own deck, shuffle the deck and take out your first card, which will be the yellow card. And I took my cards before. My card is the 9th house, which is the house of expanding horizons and learning. Okay, so when you take the first card, it talks about the territory that the cards are going to give you the advice about. Now, this is wonderful because usually you need to ask questions, right? Usually you need to come to the cards with a certain question in mind. But what happens if you don't have a question, or you're really open, or your client is open just to get the message of today? Then the first card really locates you. What is it that we are talking about? Is it a reading about relationships, about money, about your vocation, right? So for us today, yes, if you had your own house card, then this is the territory that the cards want to give you a message about today. And if you're doing the reading with us, then your message has to do with the 9th house, and the house of freedom and expanding horizons. And actually, I think this is so relevant because this whole 2020 year really checked our borders to do with freedom, and we're not as free as we were before to travel, to go outside. But the 9th house tells us that freedom is not a permission from out there. Freedom has to do with an inner state. So let's see what are the cards whispering in our ears today to do with the idea of freedom. Okay, so we're going to the next card, which is from the green suit. Okay, so if you have your deck, just shuffle the deck, or if you shuffled before, you don't need to shuffle it again. Take out one green card. And the cards, the green cards, the green suit, is all about the planets of our solar system. And this is the beautiful, beautiful planet that came to give us its advice today. And this is Venus. I'm trying here to show it in the best way. So Venus is the card of feelings, and it talks about love, it talks about harmony, it talks about grace. And I think that when we put these two cards together, I think the message, the initial message, becomes very, very clear that freedom is the way we feel. How do we feel? Are we free to be emotionally clean, emotionally balanced? Am I feeling free no matter what's happening around me? You know, some great people did so much work when in actuality they weren't free. We're talking about Mahatma Gandhi, for example, yes, that did most of his work whilst being in prison, and other great people. Or if you just think about the situation of the world in the past, people weren't as free to travel, to go, but freedom is something from within. It's an emotional state. It's something that you feel. So I think this message continues and really, really resonates with what we need to hear today. Now we'll take the third card. And the third card comes from the blue suit. The blue suit is the suit of the astrological signs. So, you know, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, these are the astrological signs. And this would be the third card that we're pulling. If you have the deck, you can pull your own blue card. If you're doing this general reading with us, so our message now is Scorpio. Scorpio talks about really, really deep feelings and process of metamorphosis to do with our emotions and with our feelings. And I think if we're trying to read the sentence that we're having here so far, yes, I think the card is suggesting really to go deep and really research our emotions and our emotional reactions, and to have the needed metamorphosis to do with our emotions. So Scorpio talks about digging deep into our emotional, maybe even subconscious life. And maybe there we can put into light some things that cause us perhaps not to feel that free, and change our emotional prints. So Scorpio talks about changing, if needed, our emotional prints and the emotional patterns, the emotional behaviors. Well, you know, sometimes we think, oh, this is me, this is how I feel, I can't change it. But actually, we are responsible for our lives, and we are responsible for our emotional responses. So responsible. And the Scorpio talks about two patterns, emotional patterns that sit in us. The snake, which is the more instinctive, animal-like kind of emotions that we're not responsible about. But we also here have the eagle, which is our higher part that is able to get perspective about things. And if we're using this higher part, which is able to see the whole 360 degrees of the picture, we can actually transcend, and we can go out from our lower emotional reactions into higher emotions. So this is a good process to do now, especially if we're completing, yes, or continuing this sentence to do with the way we feel, and specifically if we feel free inside, no matter what. Let's see if there are some more responses. It's so, oh, Katie is here. Hi, Katie. And Ella is here. Wonderful, Katie. I know that your cards are on their way. So you're doing the reading with us. And Ella also has, of course, the cards. So, and she pulled card 35. Ella, you're really putting me. Oh, which is Scorpio. Amazing, because this is the card that we're having. So this is amazing. And Ursula is here. Hi, Ursula. And Colette got the fourth house, which talks about, again, emotions. So even though that you got the fourth house, I think you're very in tune with us because we're talking here about our emotions. So this is very, very interesting. And of course, and Thais has, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. You have the Portuguese edition. So this is so wonderful. The cards are translated to so many languages, and it's wonderful to see someone from Brazil here with us. So I'm really now curious to see the fourth house. I didn't look at it in advance. We'll look at it together. So I'm hiding it for myself, but just to say that the fourth house is the pink. I know you don't see the color, sorry, but it's pink. So this is the pink card. And pink cards are talking about the astrological realms. Now, what are the astrological realms? This is very, very important. Well, you know that in the sky we see certain stars and we see the constellations of the zodiac. One of the things I'm teaching my students and I'm doing in my workshops is really to go outside and see. These days you can really visibly see Jupiter and Saturn, and you can see the different constellations in the skies. This is amazing. This is so much more than just going at it mentally. And when you see the stars, the actual stars now, with all the advanced technology that we have, we actually know that we're seeing just a glimpse of what's out there, because the signs, just as they are signs, as we have signs in the road, are just directing us to a whole vast area of the universe that we don't see with our eyes. And now with the telescopes, we know that there is so much beyond that. There are constellations and stars and nebulas and galaxies. So the astrological realms are something very, very high up the levels. And amazing. So this is the card that came out, which is the card that we started with. And I swear I shuffled the deck. So we have now, again, the card of creativity. And this is so important. Katie, I know that you would love this because, yes, maybe we don't have the freedom to travel as we once did or to go to great parties, but we always have the freedom to be creative, right? And this is so important. If we do this work, right? If we do the work of being a more emotionally balanced, and we work on the different emotional patterns, that they are the ones that keep us locked down, not the lockdown. It's our emotions that may keep us locked down. If we change these lower emotions, we do the work, we bring things from the subconscious to the awareness as much as we can, then we can use this time, this energy for the creativity. And it's really, really interesting because Venus and Scorpio also really talk about our creativity. And creativity comes first and foremost from our emotions and our higher emotions and our spiritual connections, right? Because it's not really us that are creative. When we're feeling good, things can join us and they are the ones who make us creative. And then we can be a conduit to creativity. So this is the reading. When you do the reading, the fourth card, the astrological realm card will give you a call for action. It will tell you what you need to do, what kind of change work you need to do, us, because we are responsible for our lives, not the cards, in order to get this. Okay, so now it prompts us to go ahead and really, really be creative. And if this is relevant for you, please say that it is relevant. I would love to read your reactions. You can send me a heart. You can, of course, share with friends that you think this message might be relevant for them today. But we're not done yet because I also, so let me see if there are some more responses. It's really wonderful. I really love the way that you say hi. And if you're here, say hello, wave, let me know that you're here. It would be wonderful. And today I actually also want to teach you how to meditate with the cards. And this is something that you don't have with most cards. Most cards are used for readings. But in addition to doing a reading and getting a message, the astrological cards can also be used for a meditation process. And what does it mean, a meditation process? Let's say, right, that we just talked about doing an emotional metamorphosis process. This is really easy to talk about, right? But in our life, how can that be done? And this is where the healing and meditative part, as Anthais says, a Scorpio transformation like the phoenix. This is very, very right, to be burned and then to rise again from the ashes. Definitely, definitely. And wow, and Colette had an amazing reading with the fourth house, Uranus, Pisces, and the flame. Very powerful reading. So this is really, really amazing. And even if you're looking at this video later on, just fill in, let us know what cards you had and if this reading resonated. Okay, so meditating with the cards really allows a whole process, because it's all about processes, not just the mental understanding, not just the reading, although the reading also brings some healing, and the cards are designed to bring healing. Each card holds its unique frequency with its colors, with its symbols, with its illustrations, beautifully done by Maya Toby Love, by the way, a good friend. And but the idea is really to have a throughout process, and this can be done with a meditation, which can be very, very creative. You can use different meditations. I'll tell you secretly that I'm planning soon to have a full course about the astrological cards with unique meditations for each card, but this probably will take a few good months till it's completed. It's a big job to do. Today I want to give you a meditation, spontaneous one, to do with Scorpio. And what we're going to do is actually go deep to the waters of our subconscious or semi-conscious, to dig out maybe some snakes and to bring them up and transform them to something better. And of course, it's all analogy. The waters are emotions, and we'll see in our meditation if there are some things there in our subconscious that are bothering us, and we will take them out, bring them to light, transform them to something else, and let them be. Okay, so it's going to be a live meditation. if you're with me, I hope you are, then you can sit comfortably in your chair and you can close your eyes and you can relax the muscles of your body. Try to breathe now and imagine that with every breath you're bringing in new light, new air, new oxygen, new opportunities into your whole complex. And when you release, imagine that you're taking out everything which is not necessary, and imagine whatever goes out from you travel outside of your house to the trees or to the sea nearby and dissolve there. So it's not in the air, it's not in the house. So you're taking deep breaths, being cleaned, and taking out whatever is not necessary to be dissolved outside in nature. And with each breath, you can also relax the muscles of your eyes and of your face and of your neck and shoulders. You can relax your arms, not to cross your hands or your feet, please, your legs. You can relax your spine, your whole body down to the stomach, to the pelvis, to the legs. Just feel very, very calm. And in this calmness, imagine that there is a beautiful, beautiful lake nearby. And it's the most perfect weather possible. So it's really great and beautiful to sit by this lake and to look at it. And this lake is very, very, very deep. This lake is also your emotional world and your subconscious. And what we're going to do now is that you're going to go into this beautiful lake. Don't be afraid. It's a very, 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 very safe and good place for you to be at. And you can swim in the lake, and the waters has their cleaning mechanism. So just by swimming in this lake, diving in the lake, relaxing in the most beautiful, beautiful waters in the most perfect temperature, you can cleanse yourself. So try to just be with that and imagine yourself swimming in this beautiful, beautiful lake. And now what we're going to do is that you are going to bravely dive into the bottom of the lake, which is a very courageous thing to do. And in the bottom of the lake, you can go down, do that, yes, because you can dive and go into the waters, go deep into the waters, and try to see in the bottom of the lake if there is something there that you don't want to have there. It can be an old broken bottle sitting in the bottom of this beautiful lake, or maybe an old tire that someone threw. It doesn't belong there in the beautiful, beautiful lake. And or it can, even if you're courageous, it can be, I don't know, an eel or something that you feel that it doesn't belong. And don't try to grasp with your mind, what does it mean? What is the metaphor? It really, 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 really doesn't matter. It doesn't. And courageously, you're diving and grabbing this thing which doesn't belong to the bottom of your beautiful emotional lake. and you're bringing it up with you, and you're going with it. So your head is up again above the water, and you're very courageous, and you did very well. You have this thing now in your hand, and now you can go out of the lake with it and sit with it on the shore. And now take a look at what it is that you have there. What is it that you took from the bottom of your subconscious, of your emotional lake? Take a look at that and let it tell you what it is that it represents, what it is that you courageously dug out of your subconscious. And all is well, really, and it's not finished. We're going to have a healing process with it. So look at this thing. Name it. What is it you see? What is the color? How does it feel? Do you understand what this represents in your life? Why this appeared? Why this analogy? What does it tell you? What it is? What is it that you are looking at now? And now is the time for a transformation. And in your magical imagination, which is not really an imagination at all, it's a real healing process, you can ask this thing that you dug up from the bottom of your subconscious to transform now to something beautiful. And allow it. It can be in your hand, or you can maybe put it just in front of you to see what it wants to transform now too. And allow this transformation to take place. And see what it is it turns out to. And look at this beautiful thing that you now have instead of the previous thing. And realize how it feels now in you. What kind of emotion is now in your heart and in your body after this thing is transformed? How does it feel? What did it transform to, and how does it feel? And now ask your consciousness, what did it really transform to? What is this quality that you needed and now have instead of the emotion that you had before? And just state to yourself this new feeling, or the new understanding, or the new emotion that you have now, the good one. Just tell it to yourself. You can say it out loud. It's okay. And you have it. You have it now in your emotional lake instead of the thing that is now gone, now transformed, so we're not even going back to it. Take a few more breaths now, really filling yourself even more with this new beautiful emotion or quality that was added now, is added to your life. Take a few more good breaths now. Exhale. A few more. Slowly, slowly, we're allowing ourselves to wake up with this new healing, with this emotional transformation that took place. You can move your hands, can move your shoulders a bit. Tell yourself to come back to the here and now with the beautiful transformation that you went through. And when you're ready, please open your eyes. And you are hopefully happy and bright and free and back with us again. So I really want to leave you in this good state and to say that there are 52 cards. Each one of them can actually take you into endless meditations. And this is one way to work with a card. So if cards pops up in a reading and you feel that you actually need this quality, or you don't understand it, or you want to go through a whole process with it, pause and take time. You can imagine yourself in the card, being a character from the card, yes, being this one that enhances balance, or being the Leo, enhancing your charisma and leadership skills, and so on. Thank you, Beth says, it was wonderful. I'm so happy to hear that. If you want to respond or ask a question, I will be here for a few more minutes in which I will also just show some cards for those who don't know the deck yet. I know many of you already have the deck and use it, so the idea was to give you some more tools and mainly let you know that the cards are really three-dimensional, that you can use them for healing and for meditation processes, not just for readings. So people say thank you, and I say thank you as well for being here with me. If you don't have the cards yet, you can get them at astrologicalcards.com. I'll also leave a link here later on. If you want to learn astrology, you can do it on my online school, astrology.teachable.com. I'll leave the link for that as well. And I just want to let you continue your day with a new transformed emotional feeling that you have now. Have a wonderful time, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.